me a god. You call me a god. Let's go.
What's going on, Front Group? Back with another one. This is Steve-O's WILDRIDE. I guess this is the beginning of it since the front tire's off. The only reason I'm doing this is JODIE SWEETIN. I don't know. The older people would know who JODIE SWEETIN is. I think she was on Full House. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she was on Full House. She got into alcohol and drugs really bad. Yeah, I've always wondered what happened to her. So that's why I'm doing this reaction on her. I may stop it twice. Because I guarantee you Steve-O has got copyrights on this. Y'all ready? If you would, please hit that subscribe button. Throw something down in the comments you want me to react to. If I react to it, then I will name drop you right here. Let's go.
How much sobriety do you have now?
I stopped drinking, what is it now? 2011.
Okay.
So it's been a while. And like, I was talking about this the other day. I was talking to somebody and I was like, I thought I'd be the girl to like die with a cocktail in my hand. Like that was my plan. Yeah. Well, my plan was to be done by 30. I didn't think I'd see my 30.
I didn't think I'd see 21.
Birthday.
Yeah, me either.
And that was the way I lived. You know, I was like, fuck it, none of this matters. Just go as hard as you can. And like the fact that I made it out of the situations that I often put myself in one piece is pretty remarkable. I count my blessings for sure.
Better.
But yeah, I didn't think I'd see my 30th birthday. So like I'm 39 now and I'm like, wow, this shit's extra, you know?
She's 39? Holy shit. I didn't know she was that old. I mean, not that old, but compared to when I was, wow, 39. I did not know that.
What was the rock bottom for you?
You know, I don't know that there was like
but the
one
last
rock
day,
bottom.
The last day where you just like, I gotta get help.
It was interesting. I actually stopped drinking and using like a couple years before my sobriety. It was like 2009. But I had relapsed after I got in a car accident, and I was using muscle relaxers because I broke my arm and really fucked up my neck and all that. And I just started taking like 2-3 Selmas at a time, and it was a really short.
Damn.
Jesus Christ. I think I wound, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, but like I wound up at Swingers, the diner Swingers,
sure,
like trying to hold a fork. And I was just like, and my friend was there like, what's wrong? And she's sober, and she was like, dude. And it had been, I don't know, maybe a month, not even, like it was a very short time from like, I was using them and then using them inappropriately, and then it was like, I just can't do this anymore.
Those things killed people.
They
left
do.
And right,
I remember my doctor.
Yes. Soma is one of the most dangerous drugs to take. I mean, because it works with your body chemistry. Obviously, all medications do, but Soma, you don't even hear about them anymore, I don't think.
Drank on Soma, like you might just not wake up.
Drank on Somas. Also, if you detox suddenly off of them,
they
can cause really gnarly seizures and all that. I mean, I worked in treatment for a while before coming back to Fuller House. I worked in treatment for like 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
It was Full House.
And, yeah, I remember, that was the thing that I learned. I was like, oh, glad I didn't die. That's,
right.
Yeah, wow.
That's in the 90s.
You don't hear about Somas anymore. It's like they kind of went away.
They went away. I mean, and I think it's like so not something in my. I'm sure if I asked, I'm sure I could find them, but like it's so not even in my realm of that anymore.
Working in recovery, did you ever hear that, like statistically, the jobs that people have the highest rate of relapse are jobs where they work in recovery?
Yeah, it's one of the most stressful things I've ever done. I worked, I started as a tech and then worked my way up and was a director of operations for a while. And so I oversaw, a staff of like 120 people and a bunch of different houses. And like, oftentimes you're hiring people that have been there for a year and then they're moving out and they
Right.
want to, So I think that's part of it too, is a lot of people, even if they have the year requirement, it's hard. And it's a hard environment to work in. There's a huge burnout rate. My boyfriend now is a social worker and has his master's, and works as a case manager and social worker and therapist and all.
That's kind of nice to have a husband that's a social worker, because they listen to this shit all day. Believe me. Wait a minute, social worker. No, I never had a social worker. What was it? It was shrink. I've got like 3 of them. Shit. My mouse ain't working for some reason, guys. Sorry.
That, and it's hard. My best friend's a therapist. She takes on people's shit all day long.
Right.
And it's hard. It's a lot. But I did love it. I was very fortunate in that I went into the world of recovery and kind of threw myself in. I mean, I was making $10 an hour as a tech for a while and
Right.
emptying trash
Sorry
cans.
for
and I was
blocking
like,
Steve-O.
okay, this is just what it is, and I was fine with that. But it's it's a lot to take on because you care about these people, and getting
Right.
sober is not easy, and it's not pretty.
Right. It also, I think.
And to be a child star, to grow up as a child stars fizzle out fast. They're nervous about a scene. They're nervous about something. They give them a little alcohol, give them pills. You ought to watch the thing on the Nickelodeon backstage. Damn it.
And therapist and all that, and it's hard. My best friend's a therapist. She takes on people's shit all day long.
Right.
And it's hard. It's a lot. But I did love it. I was very fortunate in that I went into the world of recovery and kind of threw myself in. I mean, I was making $10 an hour as a tech for a while and
Right.
emptying trash
That's
cans,
it?
and I was like, okay, this is just what it is, and I was fine with that.
Gotta start somewhere.
But it's a lot to take on because you care about these people, and getting
Right.
sober is not easy, and it's not pretty.
Right. It also, I think, feels pretty slippery to put your recovery out there, like, publicly. Like, I know I did that in a big way.
Right.
And at a certain point, like, I really kind of tried to back off of that a little bit.
Yeah, I do too. Like, I don't talk about it as often anymore. Like, it's just something
It's not
that
worth
I'm like, it's not all that I am, and I know people are like always fascinated by like what was the worst point? I'm like, I don't know. It was all I had
Ball
fun,
bit
and then there were
blur.
moments that I like wound up in the hospital, with acute alcohol poisoning or something, or
Been
I
there.
wound up, like passed out on a sidewalk for hours, and my friends couldn't get me up, or like
Been there.
There was a lot of shitty times, but there was fun times too. But then it just became more shitty times than good times, and then it was like, now we're
Did you have fun? The
Now we're
last 4
fucked.
years of me using, like, I didn't have fun once.
Dude, I was positive that I was having a blast.
right.
Right.
But were you
Look at it
really?
now, like the stress. My God, it was constant, just constantly fucking up everything.
I thought I was so cool. I thought that, like, I was having the greatest time, and, like, every once in a while, like, that wasn't the case.
I'm going to tell you a story about Steve-O that you probably all don't know. Because I watched him do it. Somebody dared him to do what's called the chicken wing or the bird or something like that. He literally, with real staples, stapled his ball sack to one side of the inside of his thigh, and then did the other one to the other end of his thigh. He was out of control.
But, like, actually, all the time, I was awful.
Also, when I had kids, that really changed it for me.
That ain't me.
After I had Zoe, my older daughter, I was trying to get sober again. I had quit drinking when I was pregnant, and then it was like she was born, and I was like, I went from fucking partying to being a mom, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It was terrifying, and I started drinking again, and then it was like, I've got to get sober. But I will say that was the point in my life that I really dealt with the huge resentment of being adopted and
Just so y'all know, I'm not doing that.
of my mom not being able to get her shit together enough. Like my biological mom,
Wow.
I think I always held on to that resentment. Like, was it me? Why wasn't I good enough? Why wasn't I, why couldn't I change you? And I think when I got to the point after I had my daughter and I was struggling to get sober and quit drinking, and all of a sudden I realized, I was like, oh shit, this has nothing to do with her. This is my sickness and my addiction issue that I have to deal with. And suddenly it was like I understood who that my biological mother was, and that she actually did the best thing she could for me. And
I didn't know she was adopted.
How sad that she couldn't get it. You know what I mean? And it gave me a different perspective on it. Having gone through it myself, I suddenly saw her in a whole new way.
So I guess what she's saying was her mom an alcoholic? Her mom was all messed up, and that's where she saw most of it, and that's where to her it was okay until she got too far into it, is what it sounds like to me. Let me know what y'all think.
And this huge amount of forgiveness came about.
Gotta
and
forgive.
That was when I quit drinking. That was it. Like I hadn't had a drink
great.
since then. And again, like I said, I relapsed on the other stuff, but I hadn't had a drink since then, and it was, that was what I needed. That was a resentment that I didn't know how to heal until I was in it.
It's called Steve-O's Hot Sauce for Your Butthole. And if you go on Amazon and type in Steve-O's Hot Sauce for Your Butthole,
I can't go past it
order
either.
yourself a bottle. You'd be really helping me. Because right now we're ranked number 30 on all of Amazon. And if you buy a bottle, we might go up the ladder.
Because it's got your
And
name
that
on
would
it.
mean a lot. So please, get on Amazon and buy Steve-O's Hot Sauce for Your Butthole. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You guys, that was really eye-opening, because I think that a lot of people, millions, struggle with some sort of addiction or another, and once you hit rock bottom, there's just no place to go up. But you got to get your mindset, hey, I'm done with this shit. Anyway, y'all enjoy your weekend. I'm going to a weekend birthday party at my parents' house. I'm going to help them out a little bit. It's going to be 50 degrees, so I ain't going outside. Anyway, we're all going out to eat, and it's a buddy of ours' birthday party. So, hey, Lakers tonight. Nuggets, game one. There you go.